Now, as far as how long it takes, try and make a strength check for me. Perfect. Your arms do not tire whatsoever. Where you feel oddly at ease with doing this and ease of motion, where the second one goes down, your hand kind of automatically just shoots for another one and just polishes right through. And in no time flat, you have finished your duties. And you look over, almost hoping to see your armor set finished out from Wayland, and you can see your tin shards have not even boiled down yet. They seem to be quite resistant to the heat there, but it almost makes you feel better, or it could make you feel better that they're strikingly resistant to this fire at this point in time, because as the fire is heating it up, it's just taking a little bit longer than you thought it would take initially.
Okay. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across the way to FaZe and see if maybe she's got some weapons that need cleaning because they have the gunk on it.
Sure. When you go across the street, you immediately see a man thrown out the door of FaZe. She almost breaks the door in half as this guy goes flying out of the shop. You don't come back here ever again, you hear? If you come back in here, you're not gonna like it. That was more of an Irish. It's supposed to be more of a Western.
Yeah.
Get your shit straight, man.
And you see this guy almost scramble where he thought he could almost bully a girl, maybe. Kind of one of those tough guys that's like, yeah, give me 50% off, honey. And he just scrambles to his feet and just takes off.
That's funny. I laugh. I wave. How's it going, Faye?
She bows to you and just turns around and walks back to her smithing.
Okay, well, then I'm going to wander in and say, hey, Faye, I was cleaning some armor for Wayland that had this crazy gunk on it. Wanted to see if maybe you had some weapons that needed to be cleaned as well.
Sure, honey. Got some in the back that some people wanted polished, but I don't know. Oh, you know what? Throw that sword out of here. She points towards the sword that was left, and you can tell that it was almost left so hurriedly that you assume it's probably the left katana of the man who was thrown out the door. It looks in slightly better shape than your katana, sharper even.
Okay.
It has a nice black sheath to it.
Very nice.
Pretty well-smithed handle, but the hilt itself looks very, very worn down, almost that it is been used to reflect one too many times. It needs some love.
Okay, well, hey, Faye, would you mind if instead of throwing that out, if I kept it and then maybe you could kind of show me how to do a little bit of repairing on weapons? I'll fix it up and then make it look nice, and then you won't have to worry about it.
Well, I will tell you, I much more enjoy making things from scratch. So if you wanted to go ahead and see about, possibly doing some extra work on the side, just, repairing items that have been broken, I'd be more than happy for it.
I would be more than happy to help you learn how to repair stuff. And heck, if we want, we can either throw this out, melt it down. You tell me what you want to do with it. I will do whatever.
She takes it from you. Looks to be of good quality. I don't recognize the emblem. She balances at her hand. But you know what? I think this might be an okay blade. Here, she hands it back to you. How about you see about repairing this blade as your first test here, and if you can repair it, maybe I'll even put my own seal on it, or help you put a seal on it, so that way if that gentleman decides to come back, he won't even know it was his.
I like the way you think, Faye.
Reach over there in the back pile, what I have back there. I may have a spare hilt. If you change the hilt, almost look like a new blade.
Well, all right. Well, then I'm going to go dig through the spare pile to see if she's got a hilt.
Make an awareness check, please.
man, roll.
Perfect. When you're looking through the pile, you sift through a lot of really, really pretty tarnished and trashed hilts, but you eventually come upon one that's almost glowing red that looks unique in a way. You could potentially use it, but you don't know if it would be something durable. You don't know if it would be good. You don't know if it's too flashy. I mean, it's all up to you on how you feel about it, but it's almost like a blood red.
Well, I like to look. I think I'm gonna turn around and go, "Hey, Faye, what's up with this one?" And all the rest of these kind of look, worn, whatever. But this one has a very particular color to it. What are your thoughts on it?
Hmm. Yeah. Some weapons have found ways to make themselves enchanted, whether they be enchanters, you know, using what little magic they can when they're practicing their enchanting on them or otherwise, but that looks to have a few remnants of some enchantment on it. I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm not really good at those sorts of things other than just crafting.
Well, would you mind if I took this over to the wizard school and see if maybe Kronos can give me an idea of what was used on it?
I think that would be a marvelous idea.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna go talk to Kronos real quick, and then I'll be back to start working on repairs.
Perfect. Belkar,
Yep.
what are you doing?
Remember, I want to go to the market to get those supplies for the cooking and then a bag. And then,
Perfect.
depending on what time it is, maybe get to Kronos first and tell him about what happened, or depending on how long it takes, or you know, cook and then go back to Kronos. I really want to figure out these shrooms, man.
Sure. You make your way over to the business district and you see Argast head into Faye's shop. And as you see him head in there at the end of the business district, you can see tons of shops have almost popped up overnight. It doesn't shock you, however, because almost the understanding of this business district is almost anybody can set up shop, and only the ones who
Right.
have really established themselves have ones that don't turn over almost overnight. It's almost a first come first served basis, but there are shops with various wares up and down the entire street.
All right.
Is there anything you're looking for specifically?
I was just looking for either like oranges or lemons because I want to make like like the cruncher wings, something like that, like a citrus thing, so I could mix that with the shrooms to create like some kind of a glaze onto these cruncher bits, to make cruncher wings essentially.
Sure.
And what was the other thing? And then just maybe some spices to go along with it. I don't know if I have all the spices I need for it back at the shop. You know,
Sure.
any other miscellaneous spices, and then of course just find a merchant that has backpacks and the like,
Sure.
so just so I can
Um,
have
when
something.
you are looking through the business district, there's not a lot of food choices. You can tell that most people have kind of just put their arts towards other things, um, which could either make you happy or make you sad. As far
Right.
as ingredients go, though, you are very pressed for items that you are able to find. Most of what you see in stalls are various breads, dried meats, things that would be easy for adventurers to basically kind of just hold on to. And the breads obviously may go bad pretty quickly, so those look the freshest, almost like
Right.
they're made every morning kind of a deal. Where the
Right.
meats, you have no idea. I mean, they could have been dried, half a month ago, and you would have no clue. You'll able to tell
Right.
apart. The only thing that you do find that you think might help is you find a stand that has these green fruits that almost remind you of oranges.
Okay. I asked the merchant, hey, what are these?
Hmm. We call them pokeberries here. They're an interesting fruit that basically is grown from the ground up in the high mountains. We only get about one or two shipments every month of them, but they're pretty tasty, almost like a cross between a lemon and an orange.
Oh,
A
perfect.
sweet and tangy.
That's perfect. How much are they?
What are you hoping to barter? Gold isn't something I'm in need of, but I'd be more than happy to trade.
Oh,